Hey gang, welcome back to Pretty Girl Gang TV, where we do nothing but conduct pretty girl business. Okay, it's your girl Jeanina, your favorite girl in the entire world, and I'm back with another video for you guys. This video is going to be a review on the Hudabeauty Mercury Retrograde palette. Okay, if you guys follow me on the gram, if you don't, I will put the information on the screen so you guys can follow me on the gram if you're into that. But if you already follow me on the gram, you already know I was so excited about this palette. I actually bought it October 23rd when it launched on the Hudabeauty website. It actually became available in Sephora on October 31st. But I was so excited about it, girl. I went and purchased it on the 23rd, and I couldn't wait to get this palette so I can get on camera and review it for you guys. But I'm gonna be really honest, girl. In this review, my energy is off because for some reason I could not get this palette to work for me, girl. I don't know what it is about this palette. I don't know if it's the matte shades or maybe you have to have some type of technique. But this palette just truthfully and honestly just did not work for me. The colors are very light, they're very chalky, they're very dusty, they're very pastel, and you know, that could be the reason they're just really light. But anyway, I will save that for my final thoughts. This is the fourth time, girl, the fourth time that I am filming this video because I tried so many looks, so many techniques, so many eyeshadow primers, girl. Like, my eyes are literally raw because I just kept on using makeup remover and just wiping it off and starting over and wiping it off and starting over. So I do apologize for my energy in this video because I kind of am just disappointed. I had a whole video planned that I was gonna put my makeup on after I finish the look like I normally do with all of Huda Beauty's products that I have, but I am just not really feeling it today. So anyway, I did end up creating this look that you are seeing right now, and if you guys are interested to see how I created this look, keep on watching. Okay, we're gonna get straight into this palette, girl. Now, as you guys know, this palette retails for $67, and normally Huda Beauty's palettes retail for $65, so the price jumped up $2, and that could be because of the packaging. I feel like also her Obsessions, her little mini eyeshadow palettes, I believe they were $25 before or $23, and now they're $29, but the packaging has changed. It's a little different, so maybe she is, you know, jumping up the prices to, you know, pay for the packaging. So the prices have gone up a little bit, girl. Clock it, girl. I believe this is like the most expensive eyeshadow palette I have in my collection now. The $65 one that I have from her, I have the Rose Gold Remastered. That one was $65, and that one was the expensive one, but now this one is the most expensive one in my collection. Okay, so anyway, let's get into this palette. Now, the first color I'm going to use is this color here called Utopia, and it looks like a peach color in the palette, but it actually comes off as like a pink color, and I will show you guys that. I'm gonna take my little Smith brush here, and I'm gonna go in, and she is very powdery. Let me tell y'all, like, these shadows are very powdery. There is powder all over. I don't know if you guys can see that there, but there is powder like all over here. Every time I dip into the palette, it just powder goes everywhere. So make sure you don't do your base first, okay? I learned the hard way the first 2 times that I tried using this palette. I had my foundation and base already together, and it just totally got ruined, girl. So make sure you don't do your base, okay? Even though fallout doesn't really matter to me, as long as the shades work, girl, I feel like fallout is not a problem, but for a lot of people, fallout is a problem, so I just wanted to note that for you, girl. So anyway, we're gonna go into Utopia here, and I'm just gonna go in my crease area here. And it's a very peachy nude type of color. I feel like I've seen this color in her new nude palette, the one that I put on my wish list. If you guys haven't seen that video of my Sephora wish list for the holiday bonus sale, go ahead and check that out. It is up on my channel. but I do want to get her new nude palette, and I feel like this color was already in there, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I am not sure, but I feel like we've seen this color before, but it is a very pretty nude, like pinky color, kind of like a peachy type. I'm gonna take some more on my brush and just go ahead and blend it more because I want the color to be more vibrant. So I'm just gonna go in with that color here. And I am putting more and more. The next color I'm gonna take and I'm gonna put right below that transition shade there is called Hot Mess, and it is a burgundy pink color right here. I'm just gonna go into that color with like this Jeffree Star brush. It's like a smaller fluffy brush, and we're gonna pack it in right below Utopia, which was that first color, and kind of place it in the crease. And this is like kind of a burgundy pink, or like one of those magenta wine colors. And I'm using this color to kind of deepen it up a little bit because I want to try to do like a halo eye type of look. Now I'm going to take that Smith brush here that we used to put our first color, and I'm just going to kind of blend it out and blend Hot Mess with Utopia together, so it won't be such a harsh line there. And there's no additional product on this brush. It's just whatever is on it now, and I'm just mixing them together so it can kind of be like a seamless blend there. Okay guys, so this is how those two colors, Utopia and Hot Mess, is looking so far. And as you can see, no matter how much I try to build the color up, girl, especially with Utopia, which is that first light pink shade, it comes out very, very light. And I feel like you have to keep packing it on and packing it on and packing it on. And that was the main problem that I had the first 3 times that I tried to do a look with these colors. Now, I don't know if these colors are just, you know, because they're pastel colors, and, you know, sometimes pastel can be very powdery, very chalky, and just very hard to build up. But I'm finding it very hard to just like build up these colors to like make that poof pop of color. You know, like the colors are so pretty, and I feel like the matte colors are just not performing so well. Now I'm gonna try to build up Utopia and Hot Mess again, just so you guys can see. So I'm taking that Smith brush that I had with Utopia, and I'm digging into Utopia again, which is this one here. And we're gonna like go in, okay, because I want this look to be very pigmented. And this is the problem that I had with these shadows originally. The first few times I tried to film, they were just very pastel and very light. And it's like the more and more you blend, I feel like the more and more you just lose the shadows. And I would have to like pack it on and then like blend and then like pack it on again and then like finesse, and it's just so much. And I've never had to do this with Huda Beauty's shadows before. So this is how Utopia is looking, that I built it up, and it is looking okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and build up Hot Mess again with that same brush and this color Hot Mess here, and I'm just gonna go in and build that color up. Okay, here we go. So it's getting a little deeper. It's just that you have to keep going. Like, you have to work really hard with these mattes. I find that the shimmers are just fine, but the mattes are like I don't know what's up with the mattes. They are just very hard to work with. And I've had to do like so much finessing you would not believe. Okay, so now that I've built the shadows up again, I'm just going to take the first brush that I used for the first color and just blend it out, blend the edges together, and see what happens here. Just to diffuse the harsh line. And I feel like the more I blend it, the more the color just disappears. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Like, I can't tell what you guys are seeing there, but it's like the color just disappears. It gets lighter and lighter. So anyway, moving on, I'm going to take this color Vortex right here. It's a deep plummy purple color, and I'm gonna go on the outsides of the eye here, the inner corner and outer corner, and I'm gonna create just like a little triangle wing here, and we're going to blend them out, and that way that will be like our little frame for the halo. So what I do is I just kind of place it first before I blend it, just because it's a very dark color and you're gonna have to be careful with the dark colors because it can go wrong really quickly. So I'm actually going to take Hot Mess here and kind of use it to blend out that color Vortex and just create that deep depth that we need. So this is that Vortex color all blended out, and it is looking nice and plummy and purpley the way I wanted to, but I feel like I had to like mix it with Hot Mess in order for it to get that really nice plummy color. So anyway, now that we got that color down, I'm gonna go ahead and use one of the shimmers, girl. Now I will say about this palette, all of the shimmers in this palette are really, really good. I swatched each and every one and they're all great, and that's typical of Huda. Most of the time, her shimmers are just bomb, girl. Her shimmers are so bomb. So I'm going to use this one here, and it's called Supernova, this one right here. And we're gonna place that Supernova color in the middle of our halo eye here, and I'm gonna take my Sephora silicone brush. Ugh, girl. And do you see that color? Now this is what I wanted, okay? Like, I'm here for these glitters here. These glitters are just bomb. Like, girl, such a pretty color. Now I'm gonna finish the look, and I'm gonna go underneath my lash line. I'm gonna start out with Utopia, which was that first pink shade that we used. I'm gonna put that first. And next, I'm gonna take Hot Mess underneath my lash line. And then I'm gonna take Vortex, and I'm just gonna put a tiny bit on the sides of the lower lash line there. Okay guys, so this is the look that I achieved with the Hudabeauty Mercury Retrograde palette. This is how we're looking so far. These are the eyes, girl, and I'm going to put on some makeup and some lashes and come back to you guys with my final thoughts, okay? Okay guys, I'm back, and this is my final look. I popped on the rest of my makeup, which I did use all Huda Beauty products except for the concealer, and the lippy is actually from Beauty Bakery, and it is called Merlot Life. Okay, so I did have a full video planned for you guys. You know, in my normal fashion, I was gonna do a look with the Huda Beauty Mercury Retro palette, and then I was going to do a full face of Huda Beauty with all of my Huda Beauty products, just like I normally do in all of my other product reviews. But like I said, I have been up trying to achieve such look with this palette, girl. And I'm telling you, I had a really hard time with this palette, so I do apologize for my energy. It's just not there. I felt like I worked way too hard on trying to create looks with this palette. This palette had me in distress, girl. If you guys watch my videos, you guys know that I do not like to be in distress when I do my makeup. I feel like makeup is fun, girl. Makeup is therapy for me. Makeup is life for me. Like, I'll sit here and put on my makeup when something tragic is going on, okay, because I just love makeup, and if makeup makes me feel distressed or stressed in any way, girl, I just don't want it. And that's how I felt with this palette. So getting into my final thoughts about this palette, okay, like this palette retails for $67, like I mentioned. Girl, that is an expensive palette. And for $67, I feel like I shouldn't have to be stressed and finesse these shades, girl. Like, I don't know what it is about the matte shades, girl. The matte shades just did not work for me. As you can see, even though I built up the color with this look, I'm gonna show you guys this look. Even though I built up the color with this look, it still turned out very light. I'm not sure if it's just the colors, because the colors are very pastel. They're very light. They come off very chalky, at least on my skin tone. But I feel like even skin tone doesn't even matter with these shadows, because I actually use different eyeshadow primers. I actually use the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer. I use my normal Sigma eyeshadow primer in Ignite. I used a new eyeshadow primer that I actually purchased that I am going to do a video on, is the P. Louise eyeshadows, and I even use their eyeshadow base in the color 0, okay, like the whitest of white color, and I still was getting this very light pastel-y, like non-existent shadows on my eye, girl. Now, before I planned this look, girl, I wanted to originally do a look with this color here, which is the color Haze. It is a like seafoam green color, beautiful color, and I planned on doing a nice look with this color, but for some reason that color wasn't working for me. This other shade here, Momentum, wasn't really working for me when I blended in Haze with Momentum, and also when I blended the color Crash, this color here, with some of the other shadows, it got gray, it got muddy, it disappeared. I mean, altogether, it was just a hot mess. Now, I love Huda Beauty products, okay? I love Huda Beauty's eyeshadows. Normally, I have no problem with the eyeshadows, but for some reason, the mattes in this palette, they're just not it. They just weren't there. They didn't perform good for me. As you can see, they were very powdery, very chalky, very light, just not doing what I wanted them to do. The shimmer shades, by all means, every single shimmer shade in this palette is great, okay? But the mattes just weren't doing it for me. Now, I do really want to keep this palette. I'm not going to return this palette because I do collect makeup and I do love Huda Beauty's products. I genuinely love the girls' products, okay? And I believe that maybe if I just work with this palette a little bit more, finesse it a little bit more, girl, even though I shouldn't have to do that, maybe I can come out with the green look that I was looking for, and then I can do another video for you guys to show you guys a look with that color, because I really wanted to do like a seafoam green with the blue glitter. I mean, I had it all mapped out, girl, but for some reason this just wasn't working for me. Not to say that it won't work for you. Now, some of the colors did work for me, as you can see, and those are the colors that I used on my eyes. Utopia and Hot Mess and Vortex were the colors that I used for this look, and the shimmer was Supernova. Now, as you saw, okay, with your own eyes, Utopia, literally I would build it up and it would be this bright, nice pink, and then when you start to blend it, it just disappears. And I felt like I just had to keep packing it on and then blending and then finessing and then packing it on again. And for $67, girl, no, like, no, that should not be happening with a palette for $67, like, no. And I feel like because this palette is so expensive, like, that is something that needs to be noted. But overall, girl, I feel like this palette just disappointed me. I'm going to keep it and I'm going to, like, work on it. Like, maybe I can just develop some type of technique that, you know, will work best for it. But I feel like for $67, I shouldn't have to do that, girl. And I've never had to do that with any other eyeshadow palette from Huda, so I'm actually really surprised, okay, that this palette is like that. It could be, you know, like I said, the shades, because they're very pastel. You know, normally pastel shades are kind of hard to work with and very hard to build up. I mean, I don't know, girl, I can't say what happened, but this palette just did not work for me. Not to say that it won't work for you, but For $67, girl, I just can't, I don't feel comfortable recommending this palette because it's so expensive and it just didn't perform like I thought it would. And yeah, those are my final thoughts, girl. I mean, the packaging is great. I love the packaging, the holographic. I love the overall campaign of it. You know, Huda Beauty is always killing it with the launches. Am I looking forward to more launches and stuff from Huda Beauty? Yes. Yes, I am. Huda Beauty has lots of great products. Not to take away from any of that. It's just that this palette right here just did not work for me. But I am going to continue to try to get this palette to work for me, okay? Again, I apologize for this video, girl. My energy was all off. Like I said, I had a whole video planned to put my makeup on and all that, girl, but this palette just kind of got me like, you know how when you plan a look and you're just so excited to do the look and it's just not going your way? Like, girl, that's how I feel. I just feel like I was let down. It's not going my way, and now I just want to go eat some sushi, okay? So if you guys like this video, go ahead and leave me a like, subscribe to my channel, girl, if you want to, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.